Greenland, the world's largest island, is known for its vast ice sheet and sparse population. Beneath this frozen exterior lies a treasure trove of rare earth elements. These elements power our smartphones, computers, and electric vehicles. They are also critical to renewable energy systems like wind turbines and solar panels. Greenland's geological formations have significant deposits of rare earth elements. This potential has attracted global attention, positioning Greenland at the center of a scramble for resources. The race for Greenland's rare earth elements is not merely an economic competition, it is a geopolitical contest with far-reaching consequences. China dominates the global rare earth element market, controlling 70% of production. This dominance concerns Western capitals, particularly Washington and Brussels. The US and EU are wary of their reliance on China for these materials. Greenland offers the West a chance to diversify sources and reduce dependence on China. The US has expressed keen interest in Greenland's mineral wealth. The EU seeks to strengthen ties with Greenland and secure access to its resources. Greenland's rare earth elements have transformed the island into a focal point of international intrigue. For Greenland, the discovery of rare earth elements presents both an opportunity and a dilemma. Greenland's economy is currently heavily reliant on fishing and subsidies from Denmark. The development of a mining industry could provide a much-needed economic boost, creating jobs and generating revenue. The Greenlandic government is eager to attract foreign investment in its mining sector. It sees rare earth element extraction as a path to greater economic independence and potentially even full independence from Denmark. However, the road to prosperity is fraught with challenges. The remoteness of Greenland's mineral deposits poses significant logistical hurdles. The harsh Arctic climate, with its long winters and short summers, further complicates mining operations. Moreover, the low concentrations of rare earth elements in the ore require large-scale processing, which can be environmentally damaging. Greenland must carefully weigh the potential economic benefits of rare earth element mining against the environmental and social costs. The island's pristine environment and traditional way of life are at stake. Striking a balance between economic development and environmental sustainability will be paramount. Section 4. The human cost of progress, environmental and social impacts. The prospect of large-scale mining in Greenland has raised concerns among environmentalists and indigenous communities. REE extraction is a water-intensive process that can generate significant amounts of wastewater containing toxic chemicals. If not properly managed, this wastewater could contaminate water sources, harming both human health and ecosystems. Mining operations also produce dust and emissions that can degrade air quality. This is particularly worrisome in Greenland, where the Arctic environment is already under stress from climate change. The potential impacts of mining on Greenland's fragile ecosystem are a major source of anxiety for many residents. Indigenous Greenlanders, who constitute the majority of the island's population, have expressed concerns about the potential disruption to their traditional way of life. Mining activities could encroach on hunting and fishing grounds, which are essential to their livelihoods and cultural identity. The Greenlandic government faces the complex task of addressing the concerns of its people while pursuing economic opportunities. Open dialogue and meaningful consultation with indigenous communities will be essential to ensure that development proceeds in a sustainable and equitable manner. Section 5. A nation at the crossroads: mining, politics, and independence. The issue of RE mining has become deeply intertwined with Greenland's political landscape and its aspirations for independence. Greenland is currently a self-governing territory of Denmark, with limited autonomy over its affairs. However, there is a growing movement within Greenland that seeks full independence. Proponents of independence see RE mining as a potential economic engine that could help Greenland stand on its own 2 feet. They argue that the revenue generated from mining could reduce Greenland's reliance on Danish subsidies and pave the way for self-sufficiency. However, opponents of independence caution that Greenland is not yet ready to go it alone. They point to the challenges of developing a modern economy and managing complex industries like mining. They argue that Greenland still needs the support of Denmark, both financially and in terms of expertise. The debate over mining and independence is likely to intensify in the coming years. The outcome of this debate will have profound implications for the future of Greenland, shaping its relationship with Denmark and its place in the world. Section 6. The global hunger for rare earths, a supply chain in flux. The global demand for REs is projected to increase dramatically in the coming decades, driven by the growth of green technologies and consumer electronics. This surge in demand is creating a scramble for secure and reliable sources of these critical materials. China's dominance of the REE market has made many countries uneasy. They fear that China could use its control over supply chains to advance its own economic and geopolitical interests. As a result, there is a growing push to diversify sources of REs and reduce reliance on China. Greenland, with its vast reserves of REs, has emerged as a potential alternative supplier. However, developing a mining industry in Greenland will require significant investment and time. It will also require navigating complex environmental and social challenges. The global REE market is undergoing a period of significant transformation. New sources of supply are emerging, and existing supply chains are being reconfigured. Greenland is well positioned to become a major player in this evolving landscape. Section 7. Greenland's choice, balancing prosperity and preservation. Greenland stands at a crossroads, faced with a choice that will shape its destiny for generations to come. The allure of vast mineral wealth promises economic prosperity and the potential for independence. However, this promise comes with significant risks to the environment and the traditional way of life of indigenous communities. Balancing economic development with environmental protection is a challenge that confronts nations around the world. For Greenland, this challenge is particularly acute. The island's pristine environment is not only a source of national pride but also a vital part of its cultural heritage. Greenland must carefully weigh the potential benefits of RE mining against the potential costs. It must engage in a thoughtful and inclusive dialogue with its citizens, particularly indigenous communities, to determine the best path forward. The world is watching as Greenland navigates this difficult terrain. The decisions it makes will have far-reaching consequences, not only for the island nation, but also for the global race for resources and the future of our planet.